Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the soft launch test drive, test run of EPJ SportsNight, man. I'm your host, Empire Jeff, coming with y'all on a little sample test drive here, seeing how it goes. This at some point will be the nightly show, and we are here to give the test drive of EPJ SportsNight, man. Your local, not so local, global, whatever we can make it, sports talk night. Sports talk show here, man. So just did a rip and run test drive here. No promotion, no nothing. Just press play and went with it. And we're going to see how this goes tonight. This is going to be the steady throughout the NBA season, NFL season. Obviously, we got the MLB season coming through here. So, yeah, it's going to be nightly. You guys know me. Those who follow the channel long enough know that I've come from kind of a mindset of having like a radio show, nightly sports talk radio show. This is going to be my attempt at that. We'll have some call-ins, viewer call-ins, some co-host segments, stuff like that. So this is going to be built out. This is a very dry run here. This is a very unscripted, like I said, rip and run. Let's see how this goes show. You're going to get the same type of thing you get on EmpireJeffTV. It's just not going to be so centric, driven towards one sport or one topic. So it's going to cover the Lakers. It's going to cover the Dodgers, NBA, MLB in general, NFL, pretty much whatever you guys want. We'll build it out. All right. And so this is what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to launch this for a while. But with basketball not being around and me being pretty much just locked in on baseball, now with all sports back, all things popping, just felt like the right time to give this show a try, man. So appreciate y'all tuning in. And like I said, it's going to take some time to build this out. Little different format, not pretty much just locked in on one topic. So we're going to see how this goes. I'm going to try to build this out into segments. I'm going to try to piece this together the right way. But things have a way of taking a life of its own, right? And this show will become what you guys want it to. It's going to be a little different. But outside of that, I'll still be doing like individual topic centric stuff on EmpireJeffTV. I'll still have Lakers centric, like direct purely Lakers, direct purely Dodgers. I'll still have that, but this is kind of like that whole big old cold mingle cluster sports talk, man. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we going to talk about. So appreciate you guys for tuning in here on a Monday night. We got the end of Monday Night Football here. About 30 seconds left in this game. Ravens leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 41-31. Bucks coach looks upset right now. Don't look too happy, man. So first things first, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, this was not well promoted tonight. This is just a test drive. I will have an official launch of this show probably later this week or next week. But I wanted to work out some of the kinks, work out some of the things, and just test drive a few things here. So shout out to y'all for tuning in, man. We are on the brink of the NBA season, launching tomorrow, man. So there's gonna be a lot of talk about NBA. A lot of stories today of guys who signed their extension, didn't sign their extension. We obviously got the World Series, tipping off Friday at Dodger Stadium. We are dead set pretty much in the middle of the NFL season, college football. A lot of things going on here, man. So it's exciting. So NBA starts tomorrow, and it's kind of a coin flip, man. I have no idea what to really expect out of our Lakers. We're gonna have to wait and see how this pans out. Very excited about the World Series kicking off on Friday. So it's a very interesting time in LA sports here, man. So let's see what the people want to talk about out the gate here. I'm assuming with basketball starting tomorrow, we'll get some basketball questions. And then obviously World Series kicks off Friday, Dodgers, Yankees. That's going to be fun. Definitely can't wait. Got the hiccups, man. What the hell's going on? Definitely going to be excited to get that series going and watching that, man. So appreciate you guys for tuning in here. JSJ, what's up? What's good, my guy? Being a Charger fan is painful. Yeah, I heard that from a lot of Charger fans, man. Being a Charger fan is like being a Padre fan or a Clipper fan, or so I'm told, man. JSJ says we about to lose to the freaking Cardinals. It happens, man. One Peruvian guy, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you for tuning in as always. People saying what's up to each other. Miguel, what's going on, Miguel? Thank you as always for tuning in. Real quick before we get started, make sure you guys, if you're going to order any of your World Series gear or your Laker gear from the new season, man, get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear and more by using our link. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchases also help support the channel. We've partnered with the good people at Fanatics, and when you take care of them by ordering through us, they take care of us because you ordered through us. So if you order anything from NBA.com, NFL.com, MLB.com, it's pretty much the same thing. They all use the same systems. They all use the same warehouses. Might as well use our link, help your boy out, help the channel out, get the gear you like, and get some special discounts, man. Search and Destroy, proud to say we have the best moderator in the game as part of the team, man. He said, dope track, Jeff. Hey, appreciate you. It's one singularly for EPJ SportsNight. A little different than the Dodger one, a little different from the Laker one. Glad y'all like it. I did a little sneak preview of the track a few weeks back. Let people just randomly throw it up there, let them sample it, let them hear it, and see what they thought of it. So appreciate you, Search, man. As always, Miguel says, good to have you back. Search and Destroy, obviously, man. Search and Destroy is the best in the business. I know he was spread pretty thin. He was on a lot of channels. Took his break. I took my break from basketball. I'm happy that he decided that when he made his illustrious return that he decided to still spend time with us over here, man. So appreciate you. Thank you, Search. You are always appreciated. Phoenix Slayer 1, what's up, my guy? Thank you for tuning in. Shout out, Search. That's what's up. Let's see. Shando, what's going on, Shando? I see you, man. Did you see Mikal Bridges' jump shot? I don't know if he for real or just trolling. I don't know. That jump shot looked crazy. That jump shot was like Lonzo Ball's rookie jump shot was calling that jump shot and said, what are you doing? Like that was nuts. I also saw he turned down that extension today. The Knicks offered 2 years, $60 million, and he wants something like 140 something million that he's, eligible to get in the offseason. Probably made more sense for him to pass up on that. Some interesting stuff going on with the Knicks. I'm going to touch on that on this show. Some interesting stuff. Some stuff I didn't see coming, starting with the, DiVincenzo, Dante, after he got moved, and some of the things that came out after that. We're going to touch on that, though, with the NBA season popping off. You got role players getting stupid money these days. Aaron Gordon getting 4 years, $133 million. Wow. Yeah, he wanted a max, and Denver was not willing to go there. There was talk that Aaron Gordon was not going to get that deal heading into the NBA season prior to tomorrow night. As like 48 hours ago, the word on the street was that deal wasn't going to happen. And they settled. Clearly, Aaron Gordon was like, look, I'm not going to risk injury. $130 million. I've already gotten, 2 big paydays. We're going to get this other bag here. $133 million. Definitely nothing to sneeze at. He took the money. He's staying with Denver. Again, Denver is now locked up Joker. They have locked up Murray. They have locked up Gordon. They locked up MPJ. They have lost KCP. They have lost Bruce Brown. They've lost pieces. Now it's a matter of, can these younger guys step up? And can these other guys that are now, going to be getting a little older, can they navigate these injuries? Can they stay healthy? Jamal Murray was pretty much hurt probably the last third of the season last year through the playoffs, and even in the Olympics, you could see it. Is he healthy, right? But Aaron Gordon is a big piece for them. They got that done, and now they don't go into the season with him worrying about free agency. So that's a good thing for them. Role players getting paid like superstars. I mean, here's the thing. I think if you look at the money and you think about 5, 6, 7 years ago, that seemed like a lot of money. But when you see what these Supermax guys are getting, this is role player money now. Like I've told you guys, some of these trades that you make, whether it's a Bruce Brown at his money, at his number, I told you, like in a couple seasons, that number is not going to look that bad compared to what these other guys are getting. That's a prime example of that. So that money right now is not too crazy when you think of the cap smoothing. So back in 2016, they did this thing where it was like they did the new collective bargaining agreement, and they decided they were going to give all that free money available all summer 16, right? All summer 16, for the Drake fans, you know what I'm saying? And what they did was that benefited only a handful of guys. It didn't benefit the whole league. It benefited the Mozgovs. It benefited the Luol Dengs, the Allen Crabs, like, of the world, the Evan Turners, like all those guys got paid, right? But reality, they gave all that money to subpar players. So the NBA, the last time when they did their new CBA, they decided, look, we're going to do cap smoothing. So instead of one summer, the cap just blowing up, we're going to break this off piece by piece every summer. It's going to go up percentage-wise. So every year, someone else has a chance to eat. And that's what they did. They call it cap smoothing. And right now, you're going to see that cap go up 10, 12, 13% every summer. And it's going to make these higher-end contracts spread out bigger. So these other guys' contracts are going to get bigger. But it's on the surface of it, $133 million for Aaron Gordon, when some guys are getting like high 280s, right? It's not as bad as you think when you think of what the actual cap is. You're thinking of old CBA cap numbers. So it's a little different. You're going to start to see that. Let's see. I'm glad we got Austin Reaves for $13 million, man, especially looking at the amount of these guys just got. Well, that was a poison pill contract. So Austin Reaves' money for the first 2 years was smaller than it is in year 3 and 4. And I believe year 4, he has a player option. So let me go in and look up that. But they had that not poison pill, but he had that special provision, kind of that Gilbert Arenas rule, where the Lakers could sign. They could go over everything to. They gave basically Austin Reaves the max of what they could pay him, and that's kind of what they got for him. So if you look at Austin's multi-year books here, his money jumps up a little bit. So he's 12, 13, then he goes to 14. No, so actually doesn't jump that bad. 13, so it was 12, 13, 13, and then 14. And then he has a player option at the for the fourth year of that deal. So that was a great deal for Austin, right? Whether depending on how you think of him, there's people who think he's overpaid, which is crazy to me. And people are, like you, Shando, that think that's a very fair deal for a guy that, can score the ball, can play fairly well, and is hopefully looking for a breakout season. But a lot of these other guys, a lot of other teams didn't go after Austin because they knew the Lakers would match. There was that kind of weird narrative out there saying, well, only the Lakers offered Austin Reaves a contract. He's not that good. It's not true. Guys weren't going to tie up their money on Austin Reaves when they knew the Lakers were going to match it. The Lakers came out and offered him the max of what they could, pretty much making every other team realize it's a waste of time to do that. So the Spurs came close. They talked. They had Austin out. Austin did think about it, but the Spurs did not want to make him the offer unless he was willing to tell the Lakers that he preferred the Spurs over the Lakers. That did not happen, and he ended up staying with the Lakers there. But there were plenty of teams who had interest in Austin Reaves, but none of them were really going to go all in until he committed to them to say, look, I want to be here, and I'm going to tell the Lakers that. That never happened, and that's why he ended up back with the Lakers. But there's a weird false narrative out there. People saying no one offered him money. It's not true. Plenty of teams were calling him, trying to meet with him to try to line something up for them. It just never happened. What's going on, Chow Lee? Appreciate you for tuning in as always. I thank you. Let's see. We got Bridges. What's going on, Bridges? Says WTF is up, Jeffrey of the Empire. What's going on, Bridges, man? Appreciate you for tuning in. I'm good, man. I'm good. Nice little Monday, man. Celebrated that Dodger victory. We got on the Eve. I used to call this Christmas Eve, man. NBA Eve, the night before the start of the NBA regular season. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, man. I got to keep it a buck. I'm not one of these weirdo content creators that fakes the funk, clout chases, and all that stuff. I tell y'all how it is, man. And not gonna lie, I'm not overly excited about this season for the Lakers, man. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they give me something to be excited about. Still a lot of questions to be answered. There's still a lot of things we need to see. And until we see that, I'm still going to kind of think of this team as last year's team because it basically is last year's team. If they come in healthy, I understand they have a much better coaching staff. I hope that makes a world of difference. But at the end of the day, I believe that this team had a lot more issues than their head coach, Darvin Ham. I believe they did a tremendous job filling out a quality and competent coaching staff. The head guy is a rookie. We'll see how that goes. Does his ego allow these assistants to do their jobs? Does he allow them to have an impact on this team? Does he allow them to have some say? If he is a good head coach, he will. I'm hoping JJ is what I said he was in the offseason, what I felt was potentially the only home run hire. All the other guys I felt would be okay. None of them had home run potential. They might be okay. They might be all right. Maybe their ceiling was like a Frank Vogel, right? But JJ has potential to be equally terrible or great. And I think when you have that range, considering other candidates, they made a push for Hurley. It didn't happen. Considering everything else, I was okay with the hire as long as they committed to a proper staff. They've done that. Now it's on JJ to trust and listen to his staff and let them kind of guide him down these uncharted waters, as this is the first time he's ever coached in his life. But outside of that, Vandal being hurt, Christian Wood being hurt, Bron a year older, philosophy of trying to get 80 out there shooting threes to see what that translates to, right? I do love the fact that Gabe Vincent is back healthy. I do really, really like that. I do like the fact that Max Christie looks like he's going to be minutes, even though he's going to get minutes, even though it clearly looks like he needs some work still. That work should have been given to him last year. That's on Darvin and his staff. So I'm happy to see that these guys are going to get a shot, but no Vando, no Christian Wood out the gate is going to be problematic. And having to rely on Braun and AD to play as many games as they did last year, and hope that these other guys stay healthy, and hope that Rui ascends, and hope that Austin Reaves ascends, and hope that D'Lo doesn't take a month off like he did last December. A lot of these questions need to be answered before I determine in my mind what I feel this team is going to be. But right now, I pretty much look at this team like last year's team, right? A team that, if healthy, could be a 5-6 seed If not healthy, they're going to be fighting for a play-in. I don't see anything here that takes them to contender level. I don't see that. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see nothing on this team that shows me they're at contender status. Now, I want nothing more than be wrong about that. I want to be clear about that. I would much rather be wrong than be right when it comes to that. But they got to show me. They got to show themselves too. What's going on, Chris, man? Chris, the art director, a.k.a. Chris, the graphic god. We like this new show. Hey, appreciate it, man. And y'all already know, man, the official art director of EmpireJeffTV is Chris, the graphic god, man. That EPJ SportsNight, just like that EmpireJeffTV, how he went ahead and remixed. I told you that story. We made this logo, y'all, in about 6 minutes. It was so crazy. Like 6 minutes, 6 minutes art director your own, and it was like crazy quick, man. We came up with an idea. He threw it together, and I had my logo, and I wanted to say, like, look, I want to do a show, a nightly show, a sports talk show. Let's stay on that old NBC on NBC vibe, and let's mix up the NBA inside stuff, and let's throw together EPJ SportsNight, and bam, my man Chris, the graphic god, aka Chris, the art director, aka the most gifted graphic designer in the world, do this design together even faster, man. And I had another show, another segment about to kick off, but I sat on it too long, y'all, and someone beat me to it, man. So I got to kind of rebrand that, and I'm a little tight about that, man. It was going to be dope. It was going to be good, but I had to wait for the NBA season to start to launch it, and someone beat me to the punch. Shout out to them, though. When I tell that story, I'll tell the whole thing. Shout out to them. It's a good show. But shout out to Chris, man. Best in the business. I hope to be good at anything one day, as good as Chris is designing and being an art director, man. Patrick, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you as always. One Peruvian guy said, I used to think SND was a bot. So you thought that Search and Destroy was AI. You thought he was a bot. You know what? Search operates like a bot. You know, when you're so great at what you do and you're everywhere and you're great everywhere, people are going to assume you're a bot. They don't think you're real because you're like superhuman. You're like a Terminator. You're an alien. You're an android. You're not real. But Search is special, man. Like, I got the best art director in the world, part of my show, man. I got the best moderator in the world, part of my show, man. And I got the best chat in the world, part of my show, man. Blessings on blessings on blessings, man. This is what it's about, man. And I thank you guys. It never gets lost on me. I never forget that. The show is always about you guys. I'm just the guy that gets up here and talks. But this show would be nothing without the art on the screen. Shout out to Chris. Without you guys in the chat, and without someone out there to search and destroy that ass if you get out of pocket, which is search and destroy, man. So yes, he got some bot tendencies because he's that good, but he is not a bot. He is real and he's incredible, man. Bridges said, excited for Knecht. I think he's got serious potential to be a top 5 player for our roster this year. I'm glad you brought that up, Bridges, because I tend to agree, man. I tend to agree. Here's my thing. I think that Dalton Knecht is going to already a rotation player. He's already a rotation player, and I think he's going to take minutes from someone higher up on the rotation. And I think he's a guy that can do many things. I don't think he's going to shy away from the moment. I don't think he's going to be afraid. I don't think he's going to disappear in a hole. He may struggle and miss shots. He's a rookie, right? I'm okay with that. But as far as the moment being too big for him, I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's ready for that. And that's what's kind of cool, getting someone that's a little older in the draft, right? Someone that's went through some ups and downs, someone who's been tested. I like that about him. I like his game. I like his mentality. I like the edge to him. And I think that some people on this team may be moved at some point to open up more minutes for him this year. I agree with you, Bridges. I think he's going to bring something to the table that it's going to do things that, maybe force the Lakers to make some tough decisions, like Jerry West had to with Eddie Jones, and Eldon Campbell and stuff like that. Not to compare Knecht to Kobe or Shaq, but I'm saying I think he's capable of taking someone's spot. If someone gets caught lacking or comes in slipping and, has 3-4 weeks where they're not performing, Dalton Knecht's going to come in there and catch him, man, and he's going to take over for them. I think there's a good chance. I think he can contribute. I typically don't put that on rookies like that. But to me, he's not a normal rookie. He's not a top 5 pick, top 3 pick that's going to take some time to develop and be a star. I don't think he's going to be a star. I think he's going to be a very good role player. He kind of reminds me of like even a better Kuzma when we first got him, and we knew we got one when we had Kuzma. I feel like this is a better Kuzma out the gate, and I feel like he will never be a star, but this is the type of role player that if you build your team right and you have him on there, they can help you win a championship, and that's just my opinion. JJ's coaching personality so far, you like it? It's too early, Patrick. I don't think we know anything. JJ's personality, I think we know. I think we knew it on ESPN. He is going to be an ass at times. He's going to be arrogant. He's going to be grumpy. He's going to be feisty. He's going to be full of himself. He's going to challenge people. He's going to be condescending. He's going to be all of this. And this is kind of one of the reasons I kind of wanted him, to be honest. If you remember what I said about a lot of the things where Darvin messed up in his press conferences, is a lot of the things that Darvin said was not really incorrect. He just did a piss poor way of delivering it. So when Darvin is up there saying, I wish people didn't live and die with every game that we play, there's some truth in the layers of what he's trying to say. Is like, look, we just lost today. If we win tomorrow, it's forgotten. But instead of, saying something like that, or instead of saying something when they're going through a stretch, and, basically like, I'm sorry, man, we're disappointing you. Trust me, we're just as disappointed as you are. We're going to figure this out. We're going to turn this around, and you guys are going to be proud of us. Like, there's a way to go about this. And Darvin just didn't do that, didn't know how to do it, right? And I think JJ is going to be a little different than that. I think reporters picked up on the blood in the water there, and they kind of went shark level at Darvin, right? And they realized they could attack him. I think, Lucky is playing with the toy in the background, and it's going crazy back there. I think that JJ is going to be to a point where some of the media people are going to think about what they ask him, because they don't want to get embarrassed, and they don't want to get ripped to shreds in front of their colleagues and on national TV. So I think, look, I'm not comparing JJ to Pop or a great NBA head coach, but I think that JJ is going to have some Popovich in him to where he's going to really mess with reporters that come at him sideways. And I think that, the Stephen A. Smiths on First Take and all this, I think he's going to challenge them. I think he's going to call them out, and I think he's going to be that guy on the front line for the Lakers that when people talk crazy or get out of pocket, that he's going to fire back at them. Now, we're going to see how that plays out, but I don't anticipate him just sitting by with his hands in his pockets saying dumb stuff at a press conference and people thinking he's stupid. I don't think he's ever going to be labeled stupid. I think he's going to be labeled multiple different things. And I think it very well may end up to be a contentious relationship with the media. But to be honest, I think we might need that a little bit. I think we might need that. One second, y'all. Sorry, guys. Lucky is going crazy on a squeaky toy back there. Search says JJ needs about 25 to 30 games for me to take a call. See, that's it right there too. I didn't really speak on the coaching aspect of it from Bridges' question, and I'm gonna get back on that. But my thing was basically how he's going to approach and deal with the media and deal with a lot of the narratives that Darvin could not handle last year. He's been given the playbook of what Darvin did and what not to do. So I don't expect him to make any mistakes that Darvin did from a dealing with the media perspective. I think we're safe there. Now, when it comes to JJ, I am curious and somewhat worried to see how he deals with a rough stretch in December. If it gets to December and they're sitting around the 7th, 8th seed and they lose 4 of 5 or 3 of 4 or 7 of 10, how is he going to wear that? What is he going to do? How is his approach going to be? Is he going to call out players in the media? Is he just going to be battling the press and not, really locked down and getting the team better? I don't know that yet. So I agree with Search. It's going to take about 25, 30 games to truly see where we are with our coaching staff and with our players. And does our roster ever get whole this season, injury-wise? Because it did not get whole last year. It was a problem constantly all season. And if our team is healthy this year, then that drastically improves our chances of having a higher seed and being out of the play-in tournament. The West is stacked, but other teams are going to be hurt too. Other teams will fall back. Other teams will leapfrog other teams. So you'll have movement. What part of that movement is the Lakers going to be? Are they going to move up? Are they going to move down? Are they going to stay where they are? These are things we need to see. There's a healthy Vando, a healthy Gabe Vincent, a healthy Christian Wood. Do these things take us to the next level as far as 5th, 6th seed, 4th, 5th seed, keeping us completely out of a play-in situation? Does that happen? Along with adding a Dalton Knecht and a competent coaching staff. Is this enough? And that's what I need to see. That's what I'm excited to see. And we just have to wait and see. But I think Search is right when he says that it's going to take probably 25 to 30 games to really know what this team is. And I think from an aspect of letting our coaching staff grow, I think from an aspect of getting players worked in who are out last year and getting players back who are out to start this year. I think when we have our whole fist, what do we look like? And that's what I'm really, truly waiting to see. Mr. Laidback, what up, my guy? Can you imagine Bronny James making the Laker roster? Well, he's on the roster. He's got a guaranteed deal. But as far as him making the 12 guys on an active roster, I believe he'll be active opening night, and I believe he will be sent to the G League after that. If he's not, we'll talk about that then. But I believe that he will get on the floor with his dad in game one. They're going to have to pick their spots. If the Lakers are up big or down big, that would be ideal. I'm very curious to see if it's a close game, where they insert that, where they try to make it happen, because, they're going to force action. They're putting Bronny in so something can happen with him and his dad on the floor at the same time, a lob or some type of play. And there's only a certain amount of times you can try that in a close game before you sacrifice the integrity of trying to win that basketball game. And look, I don't have a problem with Bronny. I don't have a problem with the Lakers drafting Bronny. I don't have a problem with the Lakers doing anything with the 55th pick. I don't. Now, you could talk about the guaranteed roster spot, the guaranteed money, all that. That's not for me. LeBron has brought enough money to this franchise. The partnership has worked out to the point where that's on them to figure out. I'm just a guy that sits here and does shows and talks sports and has a regular job, right? I'm not in their industry. I'm not in that locker room. What they do is what they do. At the end of the day, though, I do think that it would be foolish to try to force this on the Laker team night in, night out, right? I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't think Bron's even trying to make that happen. I believe, and it's actually smart for the G League, because you already know the Lakers are the biggest brand in the sport. Now your G League is about to be big too, because you got the James brand there. So you have a chance to turn your G League into something bigger than it is. All eyes on your G League and make even more money in that. That makes sense to me. If he's on the 12-man active roster for an NBA game after game one, that doesn't make sense to me, and we'll have to discuss that then. Again, no Bronny shade. I'm rooting for the kid. I hope that he develops into a player that can defend and last, and have a career. I'm pulling for the kid. But at the end of the day, not at the detriment or the sacrifice of the Lakers' main ball club, the main team, the 12 main roster spots. So I don't believe that he's ready to be an active NBA player right now. I don't believe so. But again, that's just my opinion. It's no shade. I don't have a problem with him being part of the Lakers organization. I don't have a problem doing this thing in game one. But after that, he should retreat to the G League. That's just my opinion. Lucky's adding some ad libs here in the background, man. Is Oliveri better than Castleton? Says Patrick. We don't know. We've seen him in Summer League. I don't expect him to get any significant or decent minutes on the roster. Look, this is that Laker fans have a weird way of holding on to guys that they think we stole, right? Or that we think is going to be something. Like, I've heard people throw parades for like Stanley Johnson. We've heard Lonnie Walker had one breakout game, and then people act like he's the key to a championship. Like, there's a lot of things here where fan bases hold on to something, and it's just not the case. I would love for this guy to be someone we stole and something we found. I don't see any regular type of minutes for him, though. I don't. With that being said, injuries and things that happen, maybe an opportunity presents itself. But out the gate, I think it's cool for him. Castleton, I never was high on him either anyways, so I'm not worried about him being gone. I thought he should have been gone. However, not having another big and getting rid of him, he was kind of like that backup plan, right? So I don't know if that means the Lakers are in the process of actively looking for another big and may potentially get one. But Castleton, I didn't have high hopes for, but he was a bigger body, right? But as far as these other guys, 41, I don't expect much out of him, nor do I expect much minutes. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Lakers found a diamond in the rough, but we'll have to see about that. Yeah, I think Castleton was the Castleton thing was kind of like a favor for Reaves' agent. They kind of got like something worked out with him. So when he gets a client, he can kind of stash him to get drafted by the Lakers. That was more of a partnership thing, an arrangement for them. Him basically providing Reaves for them twice, both when he got undrafted. He kept him out of the draft, and both before re-signing with the Lakers. Shando says Kawhi is definitely the worst contract in the league given his health. He probably won't retire as long as he's getting paid. Worst contract in the league. That is a bad contract from a standpoint of a guy who can't stay on the floor long enough and is never on the floor when you need him the most. From that standpoint, I will say that it's a bad contract, that it doesn't honor the agreement to finish the season. But as far as a bad contract, I feel like even though they didn't win anything, I feel like Kawhi brought something to the Clippers that they never had. And even though he never got to play in a Western Conference Finals, even though he never went to the finals with I'm talking about with the Clippers, never went to the finals with the Clippers, because he was there, he made the Clippers legitimate. And at the end of the day, the Clippers got their money's worth out of that. They got their money's worth. Now they didn't win nothing, but as far as the business side, but yeah, now I don't know why they extended him again. That's what I don't understand. You knew he didn't even finish last season. This has happened every year, and you extended him before you even knew if he was going to finish last season. That contract made no sense to me of extending him, and it's pretty much why they lost Paul George. So it just didn't make sense to me at the time, but they had a bigger thing in play, man. He was that superstar. The league deemed him as a superstar. I'm very picky with my superstar status, but he chose them at a time where anyone in the team would have loved to have him. I think the Clippers are just showing love on that. And he kind of stamped them a little bit. And but right now, that is a tough contract for a guy that just isn't going to be available for you. Castleton never developed, sadly. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just don't have it to develop, Search, right? Sometimes you're just not going to be a guy. It's not about like really developing. It's about, did he ever have it, right? And he was a tall kid, but doesn't mean he can play in the NBA. Shando said, I had a funny trade proposal, Kawhi for Ben Simmons, and the Clippers waived Ben Simmons and the Nets waived Kawhi. Well, that really wouldn't make sense because you could just waive the current guy you have, right? But one for another, as far as a bad contract for a bad contract, I could see. But I don't see either one of them sending out bad contract for bad contract just to waive bad contract, because they could waive the bad contract now. They don't have to make a trade to do that. I heard he was flirting with Houston, but then they got Fred the Bag. Funny they got there, Austin Reaves and Reed Shepard. Yeah. People talk to Austin, like I said, but Austin teams aren't going to offer a guy a offer sheet if they know the other team is going to match and he's not making it clear to the other team that he wants to move on, because Austin never committed to leaving the Lakers. No team was going to offer that. There were several teams that were willing to offer something if he committed to them and was willing to tell the Lakers that he wanted to move on and go to that other team. But Austin, in his heart of hearts, always wanted to stay with the Lakers, and that's why that happened. HBK and Wemby. You going to be on playback for the Lakers tomorrow? You know what? I think I might be on tomorrow, Bridges. I haven't announced it yet, haven't promoted it yet. I was looking at my schedule. I was also thinking of going to the game tomorrow, but I'm not going to be able to. But I will, if I can make it home in time. So I'm not promoting it yet. If I can make it home in time, I was hoping to be able to do some of that Celtic Knicks game, but I'm not going to make it home for that. I was going to have some of my boys that are Celtic fans come on the stream with me. I got a pretty busy day tomorrow. I got all crossed up, man. I've been covering baseball and been so locked in on baseball that for some reason I thought the Lakers didn't play till Wednesday. I was like, I was in such a Dodger zone that I forgot the Lakers played Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So I had my schedule all mixed up. I had like locked in something for tomorrow. But I'm hopeful to be home in time for the Laker game. If I'm not home, then I'm just going to watch it where I'm at. But I think I'll be able to make it home in time. If I make it home in time, I will probably stream on playback. So I'll have one of those 20 tickets available for people, man. I was hoping Castleton would become another Zubac. Oh, he was never going to be Zubac. He was never going to be Zubac. Zubac, you could tell right away. Castleton, you could tell right away he needed time. Dan Hurley wife, crazy. Dan Hurley's wife, man, I got some stories on that, man. I got a little insight on some stuff that happened on that whole thing there, man. We'll talk about that during the season, though. But Dan Hurley's wife is different, to say the least. She legit called the Lakers meeting yucky. You're a grown woman saying the word yucky, bro. Stop. Yeah, it was. I will say that I think that got taken out of context a little bit. I will say that she actually that's kind of the thing that kind of went viral there. But she actually had a lot of good things to say about the Lakers. And her role in the meeting with the Lakers was a little different than people think. And it actually went, her portion of it was really well. The yucky was kind of spun to a context, and I can give you a little bit of it. Basically said yucky was because she kind of felt bad doing that and spending all this time feeling they weren't going to come, right? And that's how she kind of felt about it. But she actually loved meeting with Jeannie. She actually spent an entire day with Jeannie. It was It was actually a very good process between them. The problem is the two just couldn't line anything up because they just weren't fully ready to leave Connecticut. The Lakers knew that, which is why they didn't go and full-fledged offer the world to them, because they knew that they would only be coming for the money at that point, and that's not what the Lakers wanted. Max still gets lost on defense and on pick and rolls. Yeah, Max still can't really create off the dribble. He really can't. There's a lot of things that Max still needs to develop on. That's why I was kind of bothered a little bit that he didn't get that repetition last year. So he's kind of, he basically had a wasted second year. So this being his third year is essentially almost going to be treated like his second year, which is weird to say, but it is the truth. I think that Max has potential to become a solid rotational player. I think he can be a catch and shoot corner three guy. I think he'll be able to deflect some passes, potentially some chase downs. I think he can do some things. It's going to take him some time though, and because he didn't get that time last year. What I mean by time is real NBA minutes and game experience, and I think he's going to need that. I think he's going to get that this year, and we'll know in a couple months what we have with Max. Right now, I don't think we fully understand or know yet, because the starters weren't paying heavy minutes. They weren't using a lot of their actual sets they're going to be running the regular season. There's a lot of things that still have not been let out the bag yet. We'll start to see a lot of that tomorrow. He has improved, but not sure Max is ready yet. That's fair. Unless we make a trade for a real good 3-and-D wing and an actual bruising big, they're not contenders currently constructed. Too much redundant factors. I agree. My thing is, look, the Lakers have multiple things they need to fix, and I'm not convinced they're going to be able to fix it this year. This is what I said last year, and being as they brought back the same exact team, I still have that pretty much same exact train of thought. I'm happy that Gabe is healthy. I'm happy he's back. I'm happy they still connect. I love that. Outside of that, the problem is even if you get a bruising big, you still have no perimeter defense from your starting guards. The 3-and-D wing thing is going to be a problem, right? As much as everyone hated Taurean Prince, he helped in that factor. The problem is Darvin just played him too much. If you gave Taurean Prince 15 minutes a game, he was very solid for you. The fact that they let him get away at a minimum contract never really made sense to me. And I know a lot of people didn't like him, but you kind of roped him in with Darvin there. To be able to have a player like Taurean Prince from the minimum, I feel the Lakers should have found a way to keep him, but they didn't. And now you got to kind of try to find a replace that. But the 3-and-D wing is a problem. The perimeter defense from your starting guards is a problem. And the bruising big thing is a problem. Because even if you went out and got a player like Valanciunas today, most teams are going to play him off the court come playoff time. You only really have him to go like chest to chest with a joker, right? It's really the only reason you have him for. So outside of that, the center is important. We already have a dominant big, but that dominant big needs some help when you go up against other dominant bigs, and you count on him to be the basically the head of the offense and the head of the defense. That's when you need that other bruising big in that scenario. We don't really need the big right away to start the season. We need the perimeter defense and the 3-and-D wings more than we need the big. The big we're going to need in the playoffs is when we're really going to need it. We need it during the season. Don't get me wrong. Don't misrepresent what I'm saying here. We're going to need one. But as far as you can go, if you went out and you got a bruising big today, if you went out and got one right now, at the end of the day, what is that bruising big to do for you if he's always in foul trouble because your perimeter players can't keep those guys in front of him and you have no 3-and-D wings out there, right? And if you get that bruising big to play alongside AD, you got the big at the 5, AD at the 4, and now your 3 perimeter defenders are D'Lo, Reaves, and Braun. That's a whole different list of issues there. So at the end of the day, even if you got that bruising big today, it is a luxury, but it's not going to solve those other problems. And that's where they got to figure it out. If you go out and you get a Dorian Finney-Smith and then find a way to get a big, like if they went out and got like a Dorian Finney-Smith and a Nick Richards, and Gabe and Max can kind of, and a healthy Vando help with that perimeter defense, then I think now we're talking, right? But those are a lot of ifs. If they can get it big, if Vando can stay healthy, if Gabe returns to form, if Max can reach a level of potential we hope he has. Those are too many ifs for me. Likely means not happening. So, but even if you went and got that bruising big today, it's not enough. You get what I'm saying? Let's see. Chow Lee, what's going on? Chris is a fantastic artist, man. I'm telling you all the best in the world. Juan Stockton, what's going on, Juan Stockton? Salute to you for tuning in. I appreciate you, man. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. You can also become a member on the channel, man. Hit that join button or go to the description. The first link in the description is where you can become a member. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter, rocking heavy. I see y'all heavy in here tonight. I appreciate y'all. You can also tap that Cash App, $ Empire Jeff to help support the channel. For those who are tuning in late, man, we did a soft launch, a kind of sneak launch, a test launch, if you will, of EPJ SportsNight, your soon-to-be nightly sports talk radio-ish show hosted here on EmpireJeffTV, man. We're going to talk all kinds of different sports, all kinds of different things, man. Didn't really promote this, just ripped and run, threw it out there. This is going to eventually be the future of EmpireJeffTV for the nightly show. We'll still have purely Lakers-centric topics when I do an EmpireJeffTV show. Same for the Dodgers. When I'm covering the World Series, I'll be locked in on Dodgers on that. God, my voice is still going through it. But we're doing a test drive tonight of EPJ SportsNight, man. I think you guys are going to like this. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think you guys are going to be excited to be a bigger part of it. I'm going to involve you guys in more of it. We're going to do these call-ins. We're going to do a bunch of different things on this show. I'll be on site, man. I'll be outside of arenas during the show. I'll be doing things this year, man. So I think you guys are going to really, really like it. I'll probably take a couple calls tonight just to kind of set it off and get it going here, man. So matter of fact, I'll drop that link in the chat in a few minutes to see if anyone wants to pull up and do some test drives on some of these call-ins tonight. Mr. Layback said, Jeff, you're the best. Hey, you're the best. Appreciate you, man. You say I'm the best. I say you're the best. We like DJ Khaled, man. We the best. So appreciate you, man. Shando says, do you think there's genuine tension between Rob and the rest of the league, meaning other GMs don't want to help the Lakers? No, that's just a false narrative. There's no beef between the league and Rob. Look, it's not about other teams not wanting to help the Lakers. It's about other teams wanting to get what they feel is fair value and Rob not wanting to overpay. The market is weird. The Laker tax situation to a point is real because no one wants to just donate to the Lakers. That's a real thing. But as far as teams wanting to charge 4 times as much for a player from the Lakers could have had DeJounte Murray if they paid what the Pelicans did. The Lakers did not want to give up 2 unprotected first-round picks for DeJounte Murray. If they did that, they would have him. But because the Pelicans didn't want to either, and no deal was imminent until they finally gave up that second pick. So it wasn't about a Laker tax. If the Lakers offered 2 second-round picks, they'd have DeJounte Murray. If anything, the Pelicans got taxed. They paid more than anyone was willing to offer. That was the price. That was the floor that Atlanta set. And they got that deal done. It wasn't about, they would have wanted 4 picks from the Lakers. If the Lakers offered 2 unprotected second-round picks for DeJounte Murray, they would have him right now. The Lakers did not want to offer that. So while I'm not going to sit here and say that the Laker tax does not exist, but it doesn't exist to the extent that people think. Same thing with the Rob Pelinka thing. It does not. Remember, people were saying that everyone hates him, Brooklyn hates him, and they showed him at Summer League laughing and joking with Sean Marks. Rob has a lot of good relationships in this league. The thing is no one is going to donate to the Lakers. They're going to have to spend. And because they didn't have much to go spending with is the real reason why these trades and moves didn't happen, right? They hit a bad stretch of luck. All their guys on player options opted back in. And I know that everyone is killing the Lakers for that. 95% of 2-year deals that were handed out last summer were 1+1s at player options. Every team did it. Every single team did it. Every single team did it. The problem is the guys that the Lakers signed, who everyone was excited about, the Christian Woods, the Jackson Hayeses, and the Cam Reddishes, do not get up here and fake the funk. And that means you too, content creators, because he was out there clapping cheeks for these guys when they got them. All of a sudden, you're acting like they was a bad signing because they had a bad year. But roll the tape back last year. We saw you. We saw you. I was the one saying last year I thought Cam was a bad signing. Jackson Hayes was a bad signing. And Christian Wood is I said that last year, right? These other guys were clapping cheeks for these guys, right? Where are they at now? They're crying about it, right? So at the end of the day, it backfired on the Lakers because the guys had trash seasons because the team had a trash season. But 95% of the guys who signed minimum deals got a 1+1 deal on a player option on the second year. It just burned the Lakers. But they did nothing else that these other teams didn't do. But no one wants to talk about that because they don't know the information. I do. That's with your boy. Savage, what's going on, Savage? Sup, excited for the game? Yeah, man. Look, I'm excited the NBA is back. The Lakers got to earn my excitement back again, man. They took a lot of it from me last year. And I'm not just keeping it real here. I love the Lakers. I bleed purple and gold. But the Lakers got to start giving us something to be happy about, man. And thank God for the Los Angeles Dodgers, man. Look, the Dodgers are so good, they got people out here doing clout streams. Like dudes who don't even know how to spell baseball doing baseball streams out here, man, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what winning does. And I'm not, I know it sounds a type of way, but I'm just having some fun. What I'm saying is like, it's what winning does. People want to be part of it. So when the Lakers are falling apart and there's drama, people want to be part of the teardown, right? And the teardown Lakers is just it's brutal, man. It's brutal. And last year was a whole different level of it. Shando says, do you think Knecht is good enough on defense? I'm just happy he's not just a shooter and can run and get to the hoop. Shando, here's my thing with Knecht. From what I've seen from Knecht, it seems like if he's a willing defender, he can be better than some of these other guys. Is he fundamentally or skilled defender? No, I don't believe so. But I think he will, and I think he has the chance to be a willing defender, playing with effort. He can block some shots. I like his recovery. He's got explosiveness. So I think that he has a chance to be a solid team defender if the Lakers have a good scheme. He's not going to be a guy that you're going to put on the other guy's player who gets hot. That's not going to happen. But he's willing, he's able, he's smart, he's seasoned, and he has some explosiveness to make up for that missed first step. I think if used correctly, he could be part of a really good team defense system. Also, in this graphic, if you see down here next to the EPJ SportsNight logo on the bottom left, there's the logo there for the Agree to Disagree podcast, which was the first show I did on EmpireJeffTV. That pretty much was me and some of my good friends on the East Coast that were Knicks fans and Boston Celtic fans, hence the Agree to Disagree podcast. That is coming back this year, and you guys are going to really enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of trash talking. It's going to be a lot of East Coast versus West Coast sports bias on this show. Because I've had it before and I kind of put it on hiatus, it's going to come back. You guys are going to really enjoy it. I've got at least 3 different, this was one of them, EPJ SportsNight, Agree to Disagree podcast, and I got a third one that you guys are going to really, really enjoy. But the Agree to Disagree podcast is a fun show. You guys are going to love that. And like I said, EPJ SportsNight, and I've got another one coming soon, man. So it's going to be a really fun season, man. Going to be a really fun season here. Let's see. Okay, touched on that. Everyone talking to each other. Do you think Knecht is good enough on defense? I answered that. Knecht said his game's like D-Book. I'm hyped after watching the Suns game. I definitely can see it. The quick release, the kind of angles he searches out, I can see it. I think Knecht has layers to his game that no one on the Lakers have. So that's why I think that he has potential to move up on the depth chart and really, really probably take someone's minutes and eventually take someone's spot, including a roster spot. I think someone may get traded to free up minutes for him. And I think he's going to have pretty much that good of a rookie season, man. Jeff, the Pelicans paying Murray over keeping Ingram was a choice I would have 100% want to be in the 3-team trade when they trade for Ayton and offer him 4 years, 150, because he ain't getting the max. That's something that could happen, Savage. I have been hearing probably for 2 months now. I heard a month ago that Ingram was going to be a king. I heard this a month ago. I haven't heard it since, but I heard Ingram, the Pelicans, and the Kings were deep enough in talks to where it could happen at any time. I heard that a month ago. It didn't happen. I don't know if that's still on the table. I have no idea. I've heard nothing since. Ingram, keep an eye on a couple different places. I was told Sacramento. I was told Cleveland. I was even told like a bad contract for bad contracting. I don't know if that means Levine. I don't think so. But Ingram, I think, does get moved. Teams are in a weird position with Ingram. They don't want to overpay for him and be a rental. And they don't want to overpay for him and then have to sign him to a bunch of money. They're trying to get a deal for Ingram. Like, look, if we're going to have to pay him and you don't want to pay him, We don't want to give up as much because we're going to have to be the one that pays him. And then you got guys around the league that are like, look, we want to see him for a year. And if we don't like him or he don't like us and he dips and he's a rental, then we don't want to give up too much to get him and basically get him for, lose everything that we did to get him. So he's in that weird space. And that's essentially what's holding it up. I think he gets moved and he may even go to a team that may surprise you. But the Kings were really, really, really interested in him. I don't know where that stands now. The Portland thing is a situation where it's kind of bad contract for Ingram, but Portland trading for Ingram, it would have to make sense that they'd want to keep him long-term. To just go like a bad contract for a rental doesn't make sense for Portland. So there'd have to be some type of like trade and then like an agreement in place there that Portland wants to keep him long-term. And that remains to be seen. Bridget says, I'll be shocked if D'Lo stays here past the deadline. I'm not going to go there for the simple fact that I want to see how he plays this season. I feel like every year we're waiting for D'Lo to get traded and he just never traded, right? So I've gotten past that. I'm more along the lines of let's see how he plays, let's see how this team looks, and then we kind of go from there. Juan Stockton says, you guys create the narrative response wasn't smart, even though it was. Yeah, right. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. He did a lot of things, man, that when used with the proper context was correct. He just did not know how to use context. He did not know how to speak to the media, and he did not know how to relay what was in his head to what he said on the microphone. What he said wasn't indifferent from what a lot of coaches say. Some things were just joking around and playing. It was clearly sarcasm, but because the toxic level was so bad, people actually thought he was serious. When he talked about asking the other coach for his playbook and it would make things easier, he was completely trolling there. But you read the room though, Darvin, like no one was in the mood for it, right? Is what it was. He did not mean that in that sense. But people ran with that, and that's his bad for not knowing that would happen. But he wasn't serious about that. But because the season was just such a dumpster fire that he was going to catch hell on that no matter what. Joe says the Los Angeles ifs of 2025. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Those ifs are a pain, man. Ifs are tough to rely on, man. You literally can't rely on them, right? And that's what it is. When you got that many ifs, it's probably a no. It's probably a no. And that's where we stand right now. Patrick said, Jeff, thoughts on Luka to the Lakers? Is Cuban that loco to allow this to happen? Also, I prefer we prioritize going after Giannis. Giannis is older than Luka. I don't believe that Luka will ever end up on the Lakers as a trade. So prioritizing Giannis would probably be sooner. Luka would become a free agent, would be the only way. There's no way on God's green earth that Mark Cuban would trade Luka to the Lakers. That ain't happening. I believe this happened when the extension was signed. I believe that Giannis signed that extension with the understanding that if they ever decided that this isn't working and he wanted to part ways because he stayed here and would guarantee they'd get something in return, that they would work with him to send him where he wanted to go if and when that opportunity presented itself. I still believe that to be true. I don't believe that Giannis finishes his deal with the Bucks. I don't believe so. Now, is it the Lakers? I don't know. I don't believe that Dame finishes his deal with the Bucks. Is it Miami? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, translation, this is a make it or break it year for the Bucks. And it's going to be broken because you got Doc, and he brought in Darvin, right? And everyone thinks that Darvin is the worst coach in the world. And Doc is Mr. Can't Get It Done outside of that one lucky chip in 2008 that he's still living off of. You put that all into a pot, you mix that up, you pretty much got disaster coming to Milwaukee. And if there's disaster there, Giannis, I believe, has an agreement with Bucks management and Bucks ownership to get him out of there and work on getting him to where he wants to go. That's just what I believe. That's what I believe. Oh yeah, for sure, Joe. That's already been calculated. That's a definite G League boost. They already did. Their tickets, their sponsor, everything for G League has already tripled. That's already been proven. That's a no-brainer. Let's see. Bronny isn't playing actual minutes, probably 1 to 2 minutes, and sent to the G League for the rest of the year. Redick said in an interview, G League not a demotion. He knows already. Yes, it wouldn't be for him. The Lakers are going to benefit for having him in the G League. Some of you are pulling your wankers with this. Joe likes to, Joe thinks he works for Hustler or like audio. Like he just got to hit some dirty talk from time to time here, man. You should retreat to selling drills at Home Depot. Well, when your father is the all-time leading scorer at the NBA, he's going to have some pull, man. Go Lakers, Dodgers. I'm like, there we go. For those that are late to the show, man, I am Empire Jeff. We are debuting a soft launch, a kind of sneak peek at the EPJ SportsNight, man. It's going to be your nightly sports talk, radio-ish style talk show here, hosted on EmpireJeffTV. I'm excited to bring it to you guys, man. This was not promoted. This was not planned. I just said, you know what, I'm going to go with it tonight. And, we'll see what this becomes. We'll see what this goes. It's going to start building out, man. Lucky is rearranging Jeff's cabling. Yeah, he was earlier. He took off with he has this thing of trying to grab the mic now. He doesn't want me to do shows. I think Quincy can get burned, man. We got too many guards. I can see D'Lo and JHS moved. I wouldn't bet on it, bro. I wouldn't bet on it. Let's see. Lucky got the dog. It got that dog in him. Lucky. So I don't know if any of you guys follow me on IG, but yesterday when Mookie came up the bat and Mookie got the double, he's standing on second base and he was doing his thing, and Lucky got up on the coffee table and he has a Mookie Betts jersey on. And on the back, it said Betts, right? It had the 15 that said Betts, and he's on the table looking at Mookie on the screen. And my wife caught a picture of it. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. Lucky likes Mookie. That's my favorite player. He got it from me, I guess. And when Mookie was on base is when he jumped on the table. It was incredible. I got that picture. I feel Q is a future signing and development piece, not an impact player anytime soon. What's going on, Nico? Yeah, I don't believe so at all this year. I'm right there with you. More like Diamond in the here goes Jay. Here goes Joe. JHS was supposed to be like Quincy. JHS, I kind of feel bad for JHS. I don't know if he'll ever pan out here. People gave up on him too quick. That's got to be affecting him. Injuries, no real role, no real coaching staff last year. I feel like he was really dealt a bad hand, man. What's going on, Satro? Appreciate you, man, for pulling up. Appreciate you, man. JHS was dubbed the replacement for D'Lo. Should have been traded. We haven't won an opening night game since 2016. That's bananas, man. That's bananas. Crazy. Mofos are more wild by the idea of Kawhi versus reality. Yeah, I think you're right with that. Talking to each other. Let me mind my business. Festo, what's up, Festo? Salute, Jeff. And 41 is better than Bronny and Reaves. I believe he's better than Bronny. I don't know about Reaves yet. Deserves a look, but Lakers can't do no one else. Lakers are done, he says. That's what it is, man. When you got people out here giving up on the team before the season even starts, right? I'm not there. I want to see what they look like. I want to see what this coaching staff can do. And I think there's something to be said about how a team plays for a staff that they believe in and want to play for. We'll see what that translates to as far as effort and execution out there. Do you have a day job, or are you able to make a living off of YouTube? I do not make a living off of YouTube. I will never make a living off of YouTube, nor do I aspire to make a living off of YouTube. This is fun. This is kind of leisurely time, kind of a hobby, if you will. I've got some things I love very much outside the internet, quote unquote day job. The things I do in my regular life or things I do for a living, I thoroughly enjoy. Will probably never give up. I've been offered. I've had opportunities to leave what I do. I just really like doing it. And I like doing this. I think I'm in my purest form when I'm doing this because I want to, not because I have to. And also, I don't take myself too serious with this. I feel like I take the content serious and I give you content that I want to be respected. But at the end of the day, no one on the internet is really as big as they think. I'm aware of that. I don't think a lot of other people are. And so I kind of just keep it right here. I keep it right here. I have fun. I come up here. I talk with my peoples about sports. I log off and I go about my life. That's probably how it's always going to be. I never take it too serious. I never take myself too serious with it just because it just is what it is. Now, if something presents itself that changes that, I'm all ears. But outside of that, I think those who treat it differently are in for like a bitter surprise, right? So for me, I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. I'm not about to give up on other things in life. I'm not about to pass on the other blessings I have in life to try to chase something that is difficult to make a living off of, right? And I don't ever want to feel like this is a job. You know what I mean? I like this. I like this. And I like what I do for work. I like what I do to earn a living. I do well. So I really like what I do. And I like when I do this. I like the balance of it all. So I do have a day job. I do multiple things. I have some things that are my own. There goes Lucky. I have some things that are my own. Come on, buddy. I have some things that are my own. I have some things I do with others. And I have this, right? That is kind of like the different change of pace and the energy. And I enjoy it. Come here, bud. Come here. Lucky's trying to make an appearance here. Come here. Come here. Come on. People want to see you today. Let's bring Lucky up here. Hold on. He got his Dodger hoodie on right now. What's up, Luck? He's like camera shy. All of a sudden you're camera shy, buddy? All right, go on. Oh, he ripped the cord there. There we go. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. He was crawling and hold on. I think he pulled my headphones out there. There we go. He got his Dodger hoodie on right now. He's stylish. He think he fly. See. David Sabatini. Hope I didn't butcher that. Oh man, I think Lucky butchered my headphones here. You're doing a good job, Jeff. Keep it up. Hey, thank you, David. I appreciate you. I appreciate you having that Dodger logo as part of your YouTube art there, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to the Dodgers. I'm so excited, man. I am so excited. I got tons of Dodger coverage for you guys this week. I mean, tons of it. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be real fun. Can't wait to get to that, man. Let's see. Yes, I have Dodgers in 6, my guy. I have Dodgers in 6. Imagine this Clipper trade package of Zubac, Norm, and man that could legit win a team a championship. No way the Clippers will help the A team. I think a team trading for players like that, I think those guys can definitely help a team for sure. I definitely think you're onto that. Man can't be traded, though. He just signed his extension. Zubac can't be traded. He just signed his extension. So that kind of goes out the window. Let's see. I'm a retired Lakers fan. Magic Johnson, a part of the BS too. Magic is... I don't want to. I love Magic. Love Magic. Magic has other interests at this point. I think is the best way to put it. Magic served his purpose. Obviously, as a player, Magic served his purpose. Post cup check, Jim Buss, face of the franchise for a short amount of time. He wasn't running the show on a daily basis. Excuse me, these hiccups. Wasn't running the show. Gotta get some water. Wasn't running the show on a daily basis. 1 second, y'all. He wasn't, there daily. He wasn't running the show. He was the face. So he was never going to be there long term, nor should he have been. Now that he's out of there, Magic does things that puts a lot of pressure on this team. He does things that a lot of times that hurt the team more than help him. Showing up on SportsCenter and popping off and doing these things, I don't think is ideal. But he's Magic Johnson. He can do what he wants. Who am I to say what Magic Johnson can do? I think it just hurts the team at times. Maybe I'm wrong, but he was never going to be the guy that was going to be doing that long term, right? And the Lakers have needed that since before Magic got there. They still haven't got that guy. They still don't have a true president. I think Rob can be a good GM. I think he can do the day-to-day, making calls, checking in with teams, putting packages together, knows the CBA. I think he can be good at that. But I think as far as him being the sorry, as far as him being the main decision maker, he shouldn't be that. There should be a guy between Jeannie and him. Like that's the true president. And the Lakers just haven't done that. Oh, my bad, Karam. I like the Mavs too. This is the best team around Luka in a while. I like the Mavs. I think they got better. I don't necessarily know if Clay is that guy that puts you over the top though. That remains to be seen, but I like the Mavs. I liked them last year. Shout out to We Talk Mavs. Make sure to go support my guys over there. Max should have had can spot and time develop. Fact, Shando. Can't do it no more. Yo, Festo, man. It's tough, bro. Damn, lucky super jacked on my headphones. It's hold on, guys. It is it's tough. And it tests your I will always be a Laker fan, first and foremost. I ain't going nowhere. But it tests your patience, your levels of frustration, because there's only so much you can really deal with until you need them to get it together. What's going on, Aaron? They said, let's go, Jeff. Let's go, Aaron. Appreciate you, man. Healthy Gabe is a solid point of attack guy. Max and Dalton can grow, and Reaves, I feel, will have more legs this year. He's better than what they've had. He's not top tier, but he's better than what they've had for sure, man. Love they signed Quincy Oliveri to a two-way. I like it. I was never a big fan of Castleton. I just don't expect a lot from him. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Jackson Hayes and Cam Reddish aren't NBA players. These last couple of games show why Hayes was literally getting destroyed by everyone's backup center, even third stringers. Reddish still can't shoot. You get no resistance from me, brother. Damn, I have no idea who's on the Lakers now other than LeBron and his son and Davis. Man, that's a problem. I would like Steven Adams, but he's going to stay healthy. We already worry about AD. That's been a guy I've been talking about for like 3 months. I'm surprised he's not mentioned most. But Shando, every big that you talk about, any big that you link the Lakers to, all have health issues. Every single one of them. Got to take a chance on some of them. Quality Kev, what's up, my guy? Dodgers versus Yankees, the battle of the most purchased baseball caps of all time. Facts, man. I can't wait, Kev. I cannot wait, man. Bro, you forgetting you move Rui, D'Lo, JHS, and Vandal to get the 3D wing and a big, bro. It is. I don't believe we have what it takes to fix this team this year. I didn't believe it last year, and because it's the same roster, I still don't believe that. I want to be wrong. Let's be clear about that. I want to be wrong. I want to be way wrong. I want to be dead wrong. I want to be made fun of for being wrong. Let's be clear. I'm not one of these content creators that gets upset when they're proven wrong and throws tantrums, right? And I'm not that. I am praying to be wrong and made fun of for being wrong. Roast me. But I hope I'm wrong. I just don't think I am. I just feel underwhelmed watching Gabe Vincent game. His defense is not as elite as I thought, and he probably shoots 36% from 3 this year, and he can't play make at all. He's not a top-tier POA guy, but he's better than D'Lo and Reaves, that's for sure. Yes, World Series merchandise is the hottest item in town right now. It is, man. And make sure to tap that link that's pinned at the top of the chat, man, to get that MLB gear. Use our link to get special promotions, man. And when you take care of us, the good people at Fanatics will also take care of us because you order through them, through us. Tap that link, get your MLB, NBA, NFL, MLS, whatever. Get your gear at Fanatics via our link. Help support the show. Greatly, 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 greatly appreciate you guys. And then let's see. I'm sure Search has that link throughout the chat here. Search one time for Search in the chat, man. The best in the business. Thank you, Jeff, and everyone. No, thank you, Chris. You're part of the culture, man. There would be no EmpireJeffTV without Chris, man. All this. I mean, look at these logos, bro. Like, these logos are ridiculous, man. I make sure to show Chris his appreciation, give him his flowers. Chris is the man, y'all. Like Chris is that dude. Chris is that dude. Y'all need artwork. Y'all need anything? Come see me. I will get y'all. I'll work it together for you guys, man. I'll make sure you get what you need. Make sure Chris gets what he needs. And like I said, man, you want the best in the business working on yours. You got a business and you want to work with the best in the business and you want your stuff to stand out and pop and look incredible. Chris is your guy, man. Chris is your guy. Don't let everyone underappreciate or sleep on Chris, man. He's incredible. Roy says, let's go Dodgers. What's up, Roy? Appreciate you, brother. I love that logo. Old school flavor. Yeah, man. That's what I'm telling you. That's Chris, man. You see the bottom right there. You got that EmpireJeffTV, which is that NBA on NBC. In the top left there, in the lower left, you got the EPJ SportsNight logo, which is a spinoff of the NBA Inside Stuff, which cuffs. Cuffington. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. But Chris, best in the business. Best in the business, man. I did that thing again where I forgot where I left off. There we go. Everyone's shouting each other out. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Roy says, Jeff, you called this sports night and I see the basketball. Where's the baseball or the bat? Yeah, I mean, it's in the overlay. Maybe I'm gonna work on the background. That's the logo. This is just the backdrop. Like if I go in, when I go into the actual overlay of it, when I start the show, you see up here, I got the basketball and the baseball up there. I do have it, but I don't have it in the actual background yet on the show. I'm working on it. Like I said, this was an improv go live show. I'm gonna work in some other angles here for other sports. I got you, Roy. Hey, you're right. I got you, brother. Daniel Berry. What's up, Daniel Berry? Appreciate you as always, man. Dodgers in 4. Sweep. That would be fantastic, but I think it's in 6. Unless the Dodgers win the first 2 at home. If the Dodgers win the first 2 at home, I think there's a chance we don't come back from New York to play a game 6. I think we win it all in New York. Let's see. Seeing some new names in here today, man. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. Let me see if people are subbing up tonight. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're getting some people here. Appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Players also don't want to play next to Bron anymore. Clay, Kai, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think Clay's thing was about not wanting to play next to Bron. The thing is Clay wanted to be promised a starting spot, and the Lakers didn't promise it. The Mavs did. That's all it was. Kyrie never had a chance to play with LeBron. The Nets wouldn't trade him here. And he became a free agent. The Lakers didn't have any money. So those are false narratives. The Lakers never had money to sign Kyrie. They never had a deal in place to trade for him. And Clay was never promised a starting position by the Lakers. That had nothing to do with Bron whatsoever. Let's see. You're right about the Pelicans trade with the Hawks. Pels got robbed because Dyson Daniels looks amazing right now, plus 2 first-round picks, but Murray will probably be fine later on. He'll be fine later on, but the Lakers just never wanted to give up 2 first-round picks for him. They would have had him, but they didn't want to do it. So they didn't want to do it. Let's see. Clapping cheeks, take it easy. Dudes was going crazy last year when they got Cam, Hayes, and Christian Wood, man. It was crazy, bro. Okay. Everyone wants a piece of the World Series with these 2 teams in it. Facts, man. And that's exactly why we wanted it too. Like we want the 2 biggest brands in the sport, the 2 biggest stars in the sport, 2 best teams in the sport from each league. You couldn't have scripted it better. Especially after Texas versus Arizona last year, right? Yeah, they owe it to the fans, man. What's going on, Joe? Appreciate you. Heard Milwaukee gave Darvin pocketless pants. You know what's funny? The amount of people that wanted Darvin after he got let go. Phoenix tried to get him. The Warriors tried to get him. Milwaukee tried to get him. There's a lot of people, and I told you this last year. I told you guys this last year that I said there was a lot of people around the league that felt that the Lakers messed this up worse than Darvin did. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that was the narrative. And you saw that when Darvin became available, teams were trying to get him because he was known as a very, very good developmental assistant head coach. And he probably will be again. The guy just never should have been a head coach, especially for the Lakers. Bridget says, big things planned for Jeff. Oh, a lot of big things planned. But now if the plans come to fruition, we'll see. But one thing about good old Jeffrey, man, is we keep it pushing. Plan, execute. If it doesn't work, you pivot. Pretty much simple, man. That's how survivors and winners do, man. Jonah J. I mean, I may bring some people out today. It's not a Dodgers show though tonight, per se, right? No one wants D'Lo. What's going on, Blue Magic? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Nico said record position. Okay, let me see here. LFB. Make sure to put the Lakers Fast Break, man. Great show over there. Make sure to subscribe. Lakers Fast Break, and my guys at Lakers in 5 as well. 44-38. I remember last year, I thought the Lakers were going to get 55 wins, man. I thought AD was, and he did. AD had a monster season, but just fell apart, man. I see what you're saying about the Ingram trade, but I was saying Lakers become the 3rd team. And extend 144, 150. I don't think it costs the first. Also, it would be D'Lo and Rui plus JHS for Ingram. Okay. I don't necessarily think that BI is the right fit here. He didn't play well with Bron last time, but also AD wasn't on this team. Him as a second option with Bron was bad, but BI as a 3rd option when he struggles to fit in as a second. and then having to pay him. That's some it's a tough decision, man. Wear Dodger gear for good luck, Dodgers in 5. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure gonna wear Dodger gear. Sounds about right. I have them at 40 wins, fighting to get the last play in the bubble spot. Ugh. God, I don't want to deal with another play-in. Mark Cuban isn't the only owner, just FYI. Luka still ain't going anywhere. He's not actually the owner anymore at all, but he has full control of basketball operations decisions. That was part of his deal when he made that mega deal. So while he is not the primary or the principal owner anymore, he still has final say in basketball operations. Due to that, Luka ain't be traded to the Lakers. I'll be honest, I don't care if D'Lo averages 30 and 8. I just don't think he'll ever be good in the playoffs. That's fair. His defense makes him unplayable in playoffs at times. I'm ready to see him go. That's fair. That's fair. Search says, I literally bought a wallet 5 minutes ago. Thank you for the discount. Hey, appreciate it. Yo, those Code118 wallets are incredible. Great company, great dudes. They love the show. I love that wallet. I've got like 4 or 5 of them in different colorways, different modulars, different things you can stack on top of those wallets. Check the link in the description. Really good company, really great wallets for that everyday carry minimalistic style. I've been using that wallet going on 6 months now. I haven't really rolled it out as an official promotion yet. But the link is in the description. Great wallets, great quality. I love them. They're dope wallets, man. Get away from that old man wallet with 70 things and the leather flap over, man. Those things are ugly. Those things are terrible. Especially the combo of AR and D'Lo is never going to work. I appreciate you, Serge. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's never going to work from a starting perspective without a healthy Vanda winner to make it work. It's just not going to work. I've been saying that for a good year and a half now. Gemini Don, what's going on, Gemini? Said, peace, Jeff. NBA is back. Yes, definitely curious what JJ has planned. So far, I'm sensing a much different vibe, detailed, oriented, etc. Glad we got Hoops back. Yeah, I think the vibe is different from guys somewhat being happy that there's a change of voice there and an actual staff. But I need to see how that translates to the floor, my guy. Like, does it lead to wins? That's what's really going to matter. Miami, in my opinion, also lost on upgrades because they made it clear we only want Dame. That problem made guys like Beal turned off knowing their plan B. I just think Beal was just sold by KD, right? KD got to him. It's pretty much what it was. Greek freak coming to LA one day. I mean, anything's possible. I wouldn't say it's likely or imminent. But I feel that like he really jacked up my headphones. I feel that if it gets to a point where he wants out and LA is his destination of choice, I believe they would honor it. I believe they would. I'm curious, like you just mentioned, no more excuses for the Bucks. Also, what will the Sixers do year 2 of Wemby and people not talking enough of the return of Ja Morant? Ja Morant's return is going to be interesting. Jaren Jackson doesn't appear to be the same player. I don't know what Memphis is going to be. I think we live in a world where Memphis could be a top 4 team or miss the playoffs. I don't know which side they're on. Are they going to stay healthy? Is Ja going to stay out of trouble? I don't know. That team is a wild card to me. I think you look at like the OKCs, the Minnesotas, the Dallases, the Denvers. I think those are your core 4. Once you get out of that, I think it's how you start the season, how healthy you stay. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Joe Ingles, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you, man. If you want the finest in Laker content and breaking news, you've come to the right place. Appreciate you, Serge. It's going to be a blowout win for the Wolves tomorrow. Don't hope for this team anymore. We'll see, man. We'll see. Julius will eat the paint, especially we don't have a backup big. Let's see. We got the Podfather in the house. Go Lakers, go Dodgers. Appreciate you. Make sure to go subscribe to Lakers Fast Break Band. They should have a show. I think, I don't remember what time that was, but I think they got another show coming up tonight. Make sure to go over there. Check them out. Great work. Great guys. Love those guys over there. I watch every single show that they do. Make sure to check them out, man. It's going to be a fun game tomorrow. We will see how bad our Lakers, Jeff, especially we got Bronny and JHS. Man, I hope they come out and they win tomorrow, man. I'm rooting for that. Like I said, because I said this team frustrates me and I've spoken on the problems, doesn't mean I'm hoping that they figure it out, right? I mean, we all are. What's going on, William Rodriguez? What's good, bro? What's up, Dodgers and Laker Nation? Hope you're doing good. Appreciate you for tuning in. Don't forget, we still have Cam Reddish. This dude can't shoot. Let's see. Lucky is actually running the podcast. Lucky is the producer of the podcast because by him not destroying my cables or my microphone, that allows me to do the show. When he rips this stuff apart, he effectively cancels the show for the evening. He did something to the headphones. I got to figure that out after the show. But I can hear on one side, but I can't hear on the other. Gemini says, okay, talking to someone else, me mind my business. Magic calls a spade a spade. Sometimes, William, he does sometimes. Sometimes he just be talking wild. Clay doesn't have to put the Mavs over the top. He just has to be better than THJ, which he will be. I think that's fair. We messed up letting Mr. West go. I really need to do a show on this. And I've been meaning to. This is the Dodgers have been, I've been locked in on that. I have a lot to say about that situation on both sides. I think this hit piece that they release every year is they need to stop. And look, I'm a guy that wishes Jerry West was a Laker for life. But this wasn't a one-way street. This wasn't a one-way thing. And for those who have read the books and watched Winning Time and did everything, like you know how contentious at times that could be, even if it's exaggerated in film or on the show. That was one of those things that was a ticking time bomb that eventually was going to blow up. It just was. Outside of that, there are opportunists and agenda-driven people who are using this situation once a man is gone to further push their agenda and serve their purpose. And I have a problem with that. And I'm going to do a show on this. And this isn't a defend the Lakers show. Just want to be clear about that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying I think what they're doing is wrong. I think it's distasteful. I think it's cowardice. I think it's shitty. It's clown shit. And if they're going to do this every October around the turn of the NBA calendar, they're going to regret it in the long run because you can't play games like that. You can't. Back to reality here. Festo said, no, it's not that. When he said about Bronny to change his statement is a matter of hours is ridiculous. Bronny, not good. He should have just stood on it. Shout out to the homie Lucky. Salute. Oh, you talk about what Magic said? Yeah. Magic backwalked it because they probably got to him, right? Someone probably said something. And look, the Jerry West thing, there's a very long dialogue and there is a pathway. I don't want to go too deep into it, but you're touching on something here, Festo. And shout out to Lucky though. The Lakers, this is why the Lakers need a face. They need someone who can really hold it down up there. I'd rather have Dwight at 44 over Castleton any day of the week. I'd rather have Dwight than Castleton. But at this point, neither is really going to help this team. I think people forget what Dwight was like in 22. What I'm looking for as a Yankee fan, to hear the great John Sterling on the radio, call the game on radio. It was dope. He returned before the playoffs started. He's been part of so many moments for sure. Yeah. Shout out, Mr. Sterling, man. Facts. That's a fact, Gemini. That's an absolute fact. The Yankee, look, I've been in Yankee fan / supporter my whole life too. Like I said, I've got families from both coasts. I've watched the Yankees my entire life. Derek Jeter is my favorite player. If you've watched this show long enough, you know this to be true. Having said that, I've never been in a position in the playoffs where I've had to pick. This is the first time, and it's Dodgers. The Yankees. We not friends right now. But if it wasn't the Dodgers, I'd be rooting for them. I would. If D'Lo played more animated, dived on the floor and running around more, could that fix his defense if he just put Pat Bev did? Pat Bev plays that way because he can't do what D'Lo does offensively. So he's a little different than that. Pat Bev, that's his survival instinct to stay in the league. D'Lo has actual talent. So it's different. It's just not in his game. There's a lot of guys that play like that. Dame is a worse defender than D'Lo. Like, there's plenty of guys that do that. But because D'Lo is a member of the Lakers, everything gets amplified. There's a lot of guys like D'Lo in the league who are one-dimensional, just shoot, can just score, and do nothing else. He's not the only one. Pat Bev could never do what D'Lo does. That's why he never got paid like D'Lo got paid. I heard Sterling call off the Yankees eliminating Kansas City. He almost died trying to do the Yankees win. Yeah, damn, my voice is. I almost died trying to do that. Yeah. Shout out Sterling, man. Chris is most definitely him. Facts. Yeah, that old school NBA on NBC logo was so nostalgic for me. And the fact that we did this logo right before NBA is coming back to NBC, they're bringing back the jingle, like it's incredible, man. Chris the graphic god, man. I'm so over D'Lo's soft playing self. We need an attack guard, no finesse one. This I agree with. I like D'Lo though. I do like D'Lo. But I wish we had. I've been saying this for 2 years now. We need more dogs on this team. We absolutely do. We need more dogs on this team. I think AD is an underrated passer. He is. JJ should play him more on as a playmaker, post passer, a la Marcus Gasol. But in order for those passes to work, though, Patrick, you got to have willing cutters, and the Lakers just don't have a lot of those. Yeah, those calls during the 90s. Yep. Appreciate you, Search. Oh, man, when that kid caught that ball, what's that dude's name? Tarasco, right? Tony Tarasco on right field, the ball, that interference and all that. Yeah, man. I remember that. Who you got this weekend? Max Topuria? No clue, bro. No clue. Richard MVP. What's going on, Richard? Good luck on Yankees bullpen. They won't hold Dodgers amazing batters. I don't think so either. But I think the Dodgers starters are going to be the ones that make or break this, man. The bats, obviously, the Dodgers have to have everything go right. The bats got to hit. The starters got to go at least 3-4 innings, and the bullpen's got to remain great. They do that, we clear it fairly easily. I remember I was one of the idiots that was desperate to move Nunn for Reddish. Fun fact, I called the Rui move a week before it happened. Yeah, those were both bad takes, Shondo. I'll be the first to tell you, but it happens. But that is you continuing to think that Cam was going to be something other than what he's shown you he is. Sometimes you just have to realize people are who they are. And you thinking of who they were and who their potential was in college versus once they enter the NBA, this is Cam. This has been Cam. He gave us plenty of examples of it. You just chose not to listen to what he was showing you. You know what I mean? There's a lot of narratives that go that way. How come head coaches in the NBA don't wear suits anymore? It started with like a little around like before the bubble when they started letting them wear like polos and stuff like that, and they just kept it that way. Miss when they wore suits like the sweatsuit. Reddish has been a letdown his entire professional career. That's facts. That's the first thing I notice whenever I see games at a restaurant. Doug Collins, all sweaty in a business suit, will never be not funny. That boy was good, though, man. Yeah, he's one of the best all time as a color analysis on TV, too. One of the best all time. Nobody wants to play with Bron. That is why the French Revolution happened. All Bron's fault. Way I see it. Everyone blames Bron. Feeling AR-15 will have a solid season, 18.5 assist average. I hope so. He looks like he's got a lot leaner. He looks like he's trimmed down. He looks taller because he's got leaner. Hopefully that translates into some better defense there. That's just what we hope. What were your thoughts on Bev before he became a Laker? Do you feel his defense was always overrated? I've always called Pat Sideshow Pat or National TV Pat. I felt like he played a certain way when it was a TNT game versus was a regular Tuesday night on prime ticket when the Clippers played our Bally's. Like I've seen a lot of Pat Bev, and he didn't bring it like that on every game. Like he knew when the cameras and the lights were on, and shout out to him for that. He, like Russ said, Pat Bev be tricking y'all. He does, but good for him. He made it work. He had a long career in the NBA because of it. I never was a real big Pat Bev fan, even when we got him. He's just a guy that is just a punk to me. Like he talks and then runs away from it and then tries to change his story. Like he's just one of those dudes I just don't take very serious, man. I am not a cat person. I don't got no beef with cats, but I'm a dog guy. I rock with the dogs. I'm not a cat feline animal guy. I'll leave it at that. Knicks legit may move for OG, McHale, and Cat in one calendar year. They did. And still might not be good enough to make the finals. You know what I mean? So they're going to have It's very interesting. You had the Dante DiVincenzo talking about didn't know what his role was going to be, was unhappy when they got Bridges because it was going to limit his role. Now you got Josh Hart kind of talking about him not knowing what his role is. Sometimes you add a Nova Nick or two, but when you go and get 4 or 5 of them, all of a sudden, it's because they played together. Doesn't mean they all like each other. And we will see how this plays out. But you already got some Knicks already concerned about their minutes, their touches, their roles. We're going to see how this plays out. Bev was good on defense. It got hyped because he made a few good plays on LeBron. Oh, there's that too. Ingram, third option, basically 2 starters of Rui and D'Lo for a better player, but also 6'9", can shoot well enough, become the closer that starters would be Reaves, Max, Ingram, Braun, and AD. Yeah, just Ingram isn't the defender he used to be, and he's always injured. It's a lot of money for a guy that just didn't really work out here for us last time. I mean, there's a reason the Pelicans don't want him anymore. He last year on the Olympics, he doesn't play well with other star level players. He just doesn't. Ingram has good player on bad team vibes for me currently. Chris said, Empire Jeff is my official agent if anyone needs to reach out. Facts. Yep. Yeah, you want that art? Get at me, y'all. Get at me. Ja is Papa Doc from 8 Mile. Oh, man. And Clarence lives at home with both parents. And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. You a gangster? Your real name is Clarence. Man. Because ain't no such thing as halfway shook, scared to look in your yearbook, man. Crayon book, man. That was it. Not gonna lie, 08 Celtics deserve more credit given they won with Doc Rivers as a coach. Now I know why they flaunt that ring like it's a dynasty. Nah, man. They had Rajon Rondo. They had Ray Allen. They had Paul Pierce. They had Kevin Garnett. They had everything going for them, and the Lakers had no Bynum. Essentially, they had no Trevor Ariza. They had injuries. Like, that happens. But I've never seen a one chipper act like that. Never. Yes, Mr. Sprained Ankle, and I will go on at 10 p.m. All right, that's in 10 minutes. Make sure y'all tune in to Lakers Fast Break at 10 p.m. tonight, guys. J-Man says, what up, Jeff? If you had to choose between re-signing Tommy Edmond or Teoscar Hernandez, who would you choose? I don't think they have to decide because they're not free agents at the same time. Teo is a free agent at the end of this year, and Edmond has another year. If I had to choose between the two, I go Edmond. Just because of all the positions he can play. He's a switch hitter. He can be elite at second, elite at short. He can play a damn good center field. He comes through in the clutch. He has great at-bats. He's hard to strike out. He's a coach's son that plays like a coach's son. He is a baseball player. And I think they keep both. But if I had my choice, I'd take Edmond. He said you want to sprain. How did Joe sprain his ankle? How does he sprain his ankle? He's always at his desk. Let's see. Oh man, that's funny. Joe says, "Hey Jeff, you will watch the Lakers tomorrow. I think the Wolves will win. I will be watching, and hopefully they win." Prayers to the West family. Let's get that Jerry West show. Yeah, man. It's due. It's due. These dudes are getting out of hand with it, man. Never should have took West tickets. I don't care what the beef was. I hear you, and I agree with you on that. I agree with you. Lakers fast break. We'll get embarrassed tomorrow's game. We got trash rushers. We don't have depth. That I don't understand. Like, how will Laker fast break get embarrassed tomorrow? Geez, Dwight is over 40 now. Still remember his early days in Orlando vividly. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone acts like Laker fans believe there's this pocket and patch of Laker fans that believe that if you got Stanley Johnson, if you got Dwight, if you got JaVale, and you brought Lonnie Walker back, that we'd win a championship. Dead in your face, they'll look at you and say that. Plus, Jeff, we don't have a center. No one can contain Naz Reid. Naz Reid is probably the least of our worries, man. It's Joker and like these dudes. But anyone know where you can get the City of Champions jacket and it's fire? I don't know, Dan. I don't know. You could probably find it somewhere on the internet. The last time Let's see. The last time the Lakers got a win on opening night was when Mozgov and Meta World Peace was on the roster. So they said that was 2016. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. NBA on NBC again. Let's go. Yeah, they got the rights this year. Well, I think it starts on 2025. This is the last season for TNT inside the NBA. NBC is back in the business, man. D'Lo's problems, not defense. It is, but the issue is that he cannot slash for his life. Same issue with Tyler Hero, the white D'Lo. Yeah, D'Lo just does it. He's not very athletic. He's a shooter. D'Lo's good at what he does. The problem with D'Lo isn't D'Lo. The problem with D'Lo is we're expecting D'Lo to be more than D'Lo. That's the problem. D'Lo at best is a fourth option on a team. We're trying to make him be the third. D'Lo ideally is a fourth or fifth best player on a chip team. We're trying to make him the third. It's not his fault that we don't have that third option. That's the Lakers' fault. We don't have that third option. D'Lo and AR can't play together. Those guys can't guard a cone. Although Marv Albert retired, Snapper and Bill Walton gone might not have the same feel. Snapper Jones, man, he was a Laker hater, bro. And where the hell is Tom Tolbert? He passed away too. So Sam Jones passed away, Walton passed away, and Tom Tolbert passed away. They're all gone, man. Rest in peace. Yeah, I love Doug on color commentary on NBC and TNT. He was the best, man. He was the best. We had Cam over here on the Knicks. You can insulate him on a talented team, but he's forever a flawed player that you should never have expectations for. Yep, that's it. That's true. Yes, sir. Welcome back, Search, man. It's always good to have Search back, man. Glad he's still around. It didn't disappear. Me too. Can we trade D'Lo, Reddish, JHS for Malcolm Brogdon and Jonas Valanciunas on month of December? Thoughts on my trade? D'Lo, Reddish, JHS, Brogdon, and Jonas. I don't think there's enough money. I'll have to double check it though. But D'Lo, JHS, and Reddish from Malcolm, and so you got a guy who's always hurt and doesn't play great in the playoffs, and a guy that probably gets played off the floor in the playoffs. So I don't know if that's the best deal. This is why I love Jeff, because he do everything to read all of our comments. Love you, bro. Keep up, even when the Lakers are trash right now. That's what I try to do, man. That's why I'm not a real big panel guy. I don't have like 3 or 4 guys on the show, because my thing has always been about interacting with the chat. I'm for the most part a solo guy, right? The Dodgers have had Joe on because it's great content going back and forth. There's not a lot of Dodger channels that have like people that go back and forth. But for the most part, the show is going to be a solo show. Like that's pretty much what I do. And mainly because I like interacting with the chat. Like that's essentially what my show is about. And that's why I'm going to start taking call-ins on this show and kind of add on top of that. My relationship and my building with the community is what this show is about more than anything. Ray Allen was a killer. He definitely was. Watching Game 4 in the 2000 NBA Finals sucked. Oh, man, it did. That was when they blew that game, man, and ended up going down 3-1. Chris said, Jeff, who would you label on the Dodgers as a dog? The Dodgers, I think the Dodgers are known for having a lot of those nice guys, but I think Muncy is a dog for sure. I think that I think their bullpen are dogs. I think Trinan is a dog. Here's the thing. I think we got dogs from a competitive standpoint, but I don't think we have dogs from a get-in-your-face standpoint. We don't have enough of them. So I think Kike's got some dog in him. I think that Muncy's a certified dog. Outside of that, they don't have a lot of guys that talk a lot of trash and like go after people that talk a lot of trash. But I would say a lot of guys in their bullpen, and I would say Muncy. Muncy is that guy that's front line for sure. What's going on, DJ? Salute to DJ from Lakers in 5. Make sure to go subscribe to Lakers in 5. My man DJ putting in great work on the regular. Go check out DJ, man. He does fantastic work as always. And DJ, if you're working tonight, drive safe, my brother. Hey, my guy, Jeff, how are you? What's going on, Dylan the Villain Brooks? Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing the same, man. Great to have you back. Is it true Naz Reid was going to sign with the Lakers? No, he never hit free agency, so that's not true. The Wolves and him came to agreement before he ever reached free agency, so there was never a chance for him to sign with the Lakers, man. Let's see. Josh was open with the media about being lost in his role last year before the Macau trade. Even with Dante here, he has lost his aggression being around more talented players. It's weird. Yeah, Dre. Josh Hart he did that with the Lakers too. He did that at a couple other places. When he's unhappy, he voices it publicly, and sometimes that rubs teams the wrong way. But he like I said, not all these Nova guys were happy that they got reunited, man. Mozgov the Mummy. I remember seeing his contract announced and dying laughing. Yeah, that was a tough one. Josh is like the first high volume hustle player. He'll figure it out. Yeah, I think that if you got him on your team, if he's on your team and you're a playoff team, he can definitely help you win playoff games. That's for sure. But he is a guy that you can't start. You can't. Well, you can, but on a championship team, that's kind of tough, man. That's kind of tough. But he is he's a good player, good role player. But you can't count on him too much outside of that. Let's see, Tolbert. I believe I heard he did. If I'm sure someone fact check that. I don't want to be putting false information. For some reason, am I tripping? Do I have him confused? I thought I heard that he passed. Can someone confirm that? Let me see. I'm making you guys do the work. Hold on. Let me check. I could have swore. Maybe I'm tripping. Okay, some Tom Tolbert died. I don't know if it's the same Tom Tolbert. I don't think it is. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I got it mixed up. I could have swore I heard. Maybe I have him mixed up with someone else. And if he did, I apologize. Thoughts on my Rockets, Jeff? We made big move by resigning our two future stars, Sengun and Jalen Green. I like that for them. I think they make strides and improve on their team from last year. I don't have them being anything more than a play-in team if they make that, though. But they gave it a run last year at the end of the season. I think they'll continue with that momentum. But I don't really see them as being a team to really have to reckon with this season. Maybe I got it wrong, Joe. I thought for sure I heard that. I thought for sure I heard that he passed away. Okay, cool. If it says Wiki he's alive, then that's my fault. I apologize, guys. I'm trying to think who it was then. Someone passed away. Then why did I think it was Tom Tolbert? Who was it then? My bad, yo. Man, top of my head. If I botched that, I apologize. Brogdon is weird. He actually said it's his dream to play for the Wizards. Dude wanted to stay on the Blazers. He is a weird dude. It's why he got he got traded from the Celtics because Mazzulla felt he asked too many questions. Like that's a legit thing. like he's a weird guy. Unless a miracle happens, it's bittersweet, but more than likely last season for the Inside the NBA TV TNT crew and basketball games on TNT. It's done. Yeah, it's done. That's already done. One more year. Wikipedia is always true, right? I don't know where. For some reason, it's in my mind that I heard he passed away. But I hope I'm wrong. I may have clearly got him mixed up with someone else. And I'm sorry if I did. I'm trying to remember who I got him confused with though. He pretty much died from a national perspective though. But outside of that, I don't remember. I had to have him mixed up with someone. I'm trying to think of who I got him mixed up with. But I'm seeing your chat saying he's still alive. So that's good. That's good. I wasn't wishing death on him. Lakers should trade our center, Steven Adams, for second round picks. We don't need him. I was talking about Steven Adams for months and I didn't know why no one else was. I kept saying he's a perfect bruising big that you can play for 12 or so minutes a night to help AD with those bruising bigs. And low money, expiring contract, probably doesn't take too much in trade. I'm surprised he was never linked to the Lakers. I talked about it numerous times. You're right. Bueller is a dog. You're right. What's going on, Greg? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Let's see. He said, can we go all in if Portland asks for 2 first-round AR, D'Lo, Ruby, Gabe, JHS, Hayes for Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons? Oh, that's expensive. And I don't know how much better it makes us. Those guys ain't bringing no I don't know how much better that makes him. Slow-Mo 96. What's up, Slow-Mo? Says Empire Jeff, I'm a Warriors fan. I'm happy, bro, that we re-signed Anderson Milton and healed this our chance to win a championship. I think you guys will be better than last year. I think you guys are kind of like where we are too. I don't know if you guys are contenders. As long as you got Steph and he's playing at a high level. I do like the acquisition of Healed. But I think the Warriors and the Lakers are in a similar tier where they're not contending status yet. Brunson, Hart, McHale, OG, Cat is a good ass starting lineup. They got all the length to throw at those Celtics wings, man. I can't wait to see that. Steph, Draymond, still the best duo in the NBA, top 3 Empire Jeff. I don't know about duo. Our 3-team trade with the Bulls and Jazz, we get Zach LaVine, Torrey Craig, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton. That'd be a ton of money the Lakers would have to send out. Thoughts on my Warriors, Jeff? I can't see. No one can beat us. I don't got them as a contender, bro. No disrespect. No disrespect. Let's see. I'm not going to lie. I won't miss the NBA and TNTA crew. I like the comedy, but it takes away from the telecast when they outright don't watch the games. I don't love that show as much as everyone else. I don't think there's a lot of insight to be gained from it. I think it's entertainment, which I think is great. But I think that they're leaving a lot on the table from a perspective of education of the sport. I do believe that. Yeah, rest in peace to Deke, man, for sure. Dudes will probably admit they don't know established NBA players. Least you could do is research if you paid millions to talk ball. Yep. But they make fun of it, actually. Like, it's crazy. Jeremy Grant and Bridges got mad similarities. Started out 3D guys, then went to bad teams because became scorers now. They're at the top of their role players to me. Jeremy Grant has been the same guy for a long time. Like, he became that at the end of his stint in Denver and then Detroit, Portland. He's a little older than you'd want to give up, those picks for, and he's not necessarily a game changer to me. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And new subscriber, appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you guys are new and you have yet to subscribe, please do so. It's a good place to be, man. We're friendly. We talk all kinds of basketball, baseball, NBA, MLB. Like I said, Lakers, Dodgers, overall NBA, overall MLB. Going to be covering the World Series heavy, as well as the Lakers 2024-2025 NBA season. Pelinka will not make any trades because he doesn't have a good record in the area. He will if there's a trade that makes sense, right? I think he will. I like Shaq, but I prefer inside the NBA when it was only EJ, Jet, and Chuck. Oh, really? Okay, that's an interesting perspective. Let's see. Jeremy Grant got fast feet and length, though. Yeah, he just can't guard threes, though, and that's what you need. He really can't guard wings like you need. He also was one of the best catch and shoot guys that season. The problem is guys like Jeremy Grant, who's used to just getting his looks, getting his touches, being able to chuck. Once he gets here and isn't able to do that, that really affects their game. And it's going to be interesting to see how guys like that adjust to that. You got to better your opinion. I'm going to leave that alone. I appreciate the comment, but I'm not here to bash anybody, man. But I appreciate you. Let's see here. Dan's done this a long time, man. I always got respect for guys that done this for a long time. What do you think about Aaron Gordon contract? Wondering how the pivot of MPJ's contract, they won't trade Murray because they extended him. They'll regret that deal. So, Dre, I was talking about that earlier. And on the surface, that looks like a bad contract. It looks like a bloated contract. He wanted a max, didn't get it. But in a couple of years from now, that contract is not going to look that bad. With the cap smoothing and how important he is to that team, I get why they did it. Maybe he doesn't finish that contract there. But if this was 2 years ago, that'd be a terrible contract. The way the mathematics work right now, things are a little different now. My thing is we can't judge players by bad situations. Look at PJ and Gafford. That's true, too. Jeff, have you ever received an invite to appear on Laker Nation? No. Let's say no. I've never received an invite. How can I frame this? I've never received an invite to appear on Laker Nation. However, I'm just gonna say no. I've never been invited on the channel, so no. Those guys are cool. They're great. I've spoken with the guys at Laker Nation. They're great guys. But there's been no formal invitation for me to join them on the show. So no, that has That has not happened. Great show. I love Trev and them over there. I love D Free, Donnie over there. Had the pleasure of being on some panels with him. I've often felt that he was probably one of the best guys I've ever been on a panel with. And Trevor did a fantastic job of getting him over there. I love D Free. He's incredible. And I wish I enjoy watching them together. They're great. They've got great chemistry. But I've never been asked to be on Laker Nation. But they're good guys, and I've had conversations with them, talking about various things, and they're good guys, and they have a great show. They're the gold standard of Laker basketball, right? It would be incredible one day to potentially be on there. I would love to, but as of right now, I'm probably not worthy to be on there yet. I'm still someone new to this game. So eventually, if I am, called upon and blessed enough to eventually get an opportunity like that, that'd be incredible. But I still got some work to do. I got some dues to pay, and I've got my channel to build, right? Maybe one day it'll happen, but no, I have not been invited to appear on Laker Nation. What's your favorite Nas album? Stillmatic is mine. My favorite Nas album, I got a lot of Nas albums for different reasons. Illmatic, It Was Written, Stillmatic is great, but Life is Good. At a point in my life when that album dropped, I really love Life is Good. Like, I really love it. But for me, it's probably a coin flip between Illmatic and It Was Written. Those two are just next level. Who does Redick trust off the bench? Remains to be seen, because it's hard to tell in preseason. Brilliant idea. We can get Steven Adams, plus he's cheap. Yeah, that's what I've been hoping for, man. I've talked about that. I'm really surprised that a lot of other people weren't talking about that. To me, it was a no-brainer. To me, all the trade targets we see have flaws. My thing is, are they better than what we've given up? If the answer is yes, and the goal is to win, it's better than doing nothing. We can't stand pat. It's not about just saying yes. It's about what's the price, right? If the price sometimes doesn't equal the want for the player, and that's just is what it is. Yeah, D Free's great, bro. He's incredible. He's incredible. They got a real one over there. Trev's great too. Trev is incredible. But him and D Free have a great chemistry, man. Dre says he extended off an opt-in, so it's really like 5 years, 155 million. I just saw Jalen Suggs get 150. Descending. I like Suggs. He ain't worth that though. That's what I'm saying though. These numbers are going to jump because of the new cap smoothing, man, and they're just getting their portion of the cap. You and Lakers Fast Break are my favorite Lakers channels. Hey, appreciate it, man. They're one of my favorites too. They're great. They do a great job. Make sure they're going live right about now. So if you guys at any point get tired of hearing me, head on over to Lakers Fast Break, man. Why is it diff if a wing or a big can't shoot versus a point guard? Because a big or a wing that can't shoot, at least they're doing their primary roles of other things. Where a point guard can't shoot, it's literally something that the position should come with, right? So it makes it a lot harder to do. Take It in Blood is Nas' best song. Take It in Blood. Take It in Blood is like, for those man, obviously a major sports guy, but I'm also a major hip hop head. And Nas, man, that boy. What happened? Nazir Jones is that dude, man. He is that dude. But on that note, guys, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Going on almost 2 hours here. You guys can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me on the soft launch, the test run, the test drive of EPJ SportsNight. If you came in late, you're going to see more of this show. Late night, nighttime sports talk call-in show. Didn't get the call-ins tonight, but we will build that into the show. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. It's going to be a wide range of topics. We talked a lot of NBA tonight, which I think was dope because we've been talking baseball for months. I will have plenty of Dodger coverage coming starting probably Wednesday because the Lakers kick off tomorrow. And really excited for this World Series. Let's see what the Lakers got going. They tip off tomorrow. And it just appreciate you guys, man. Thank y'all, man, for supporting everything that I do. And it never gets... It still doesn't always feel like a reality that people show up every night and to be part of this, right? So it's great. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. My voice is falling apart again. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Go Lakers. Go Dodgers. Search. You're the best in the business, man. Love you. Appreciate you guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow night. Like I said, go Lakers. Go Dodgers. Salute to y'all. My voice is going crazy. I'm out of here, y'all. Have a good night.